My friends, the world is more than it seems. Beneath the surface of our everyday lives lies a tapestry of wonders, both seen and unseen. Among us walk individuals who may bear traces of the extraordinary. They are not bound by the mundane rhythms of life but seem to march to a melody only they can hear. Some would call them witches. But what, truly, is a witch? It is not merely the stuff of fairy tales or old fireside stories. A witch, in essence, is a soul marked by an unusual depth of understanding, a peculiar power to influence, and a connection to mysteries beyond our comprehension. Today, we shall explore 5 signs that may indicate someone in your life is, indeed, a witch. 1. Uncommon insight. There are those whose wisdom pierces through confusion like a blade through fog. They see truths others overlook, speaking with a clarity that feels otherworldly. Such individuals seem to possess a knowledge not learned but intuited, as though they drink from a deeper well of understanding. 2. Mysterious charisma. Have you ever encountered someone whose very presence seems to shift the air around them? They may draw others in, not through beauty or strength, but through an indefinable magnetism. Their influence feels like the pull of the tide, unseen yet undeniably powerful. 3. Affinity with nature. There are those who seem to walk in harmony with the natural world. Birds land at their feet, flowers bloom in their presence, and storms speak in whispers they alone can hear. This bond with creation may signal a soul attuned to the earth's rhythms, a sensitivity that feels ancient and sacred. 4. Unseen power in words. Beware and be amazed by the one whose words shape worlds. Whether soothing or stirring, their speech seems to carry a weight that goes beyond language. It can inspire courage, soothe sorrow, or unsettle the comfortable, leaving an indelible mark on the listener. 5. Acts beyond comprehension. Finally, there are deeds that defy logic, gestures of compassion, courage, or creativity that seem almost superhuman. Such acts leave us questioning not only the nature of the doer but the very limits of human potential. Introduction to the mysterious realm. Throughout history, the idea of witches has danced on the edge of human imagination. Tales of mysterious individuals capable of extraordinary feats have woven themselves into the fabric of nearly every culture. From the wise women of ancient Europe to the mystics of the East, these figures have been both revered and feared. But what does it truly mean to be a witch? This question leads us not into the realm of superstition but into the deeper exploration of human nature and the mysteries that surround us. Far from being confined to pointy hats and cauldrons, the concept of a witch touches on themes of wisdom, influence, and an uncanny connection to forces beyond the ordinary. To understand what we mean by someone being a witch, we must first untangle the term from its historical baggage. The word has been used both to describe individuals of profound spiritual insight and to condemn those who simply dared to be different. It is a term laden with paradox, representing both admiration and accusation. In many traditions, witches are seen as people who possess knowledge or power that seems to transcend the bounds of human understanding. This power might manifest as an intimate connection to nature, an ability to heal, or an unusual charisma that compels others to listen and follow. But these traits are not exclusive to folklore, they hint at qualities we sometimes see in those around us, individuals who stand apart, not by choice, but by the uniqueness of their spirit. Imagine, for a moment, that you encounter someone whose wisdom seems to pierce through the noise of everyday life. Their words carry weight, not because they are loud or forceful, but because they resonate with a truth that feels ancient and unshakable. They might offer insight into situations others find perplexing or speak with a clarity that makes the complicated seem simple. This kind of wisdom can feel almost magical, as though it comes from a source beyond mere human experience. In some cultures, such individuals were sought after as guides or advisors, while in others, their gifts aroused suspicion. Yet, the idea of a witch extends beyond intellectual insight. It often involves a profound connection to the natural world. Many traditions describe witches as people who draw strength and understanding from the earth itself. They are attuned to the rhythms of the seasons, the cycles of the moon, and the subtle language of the elements. In our modern world, where the pace of life often disconnects us from nature, such individuals can seem otherworldly. They may inspire awe or unease simply by embodying what we have forgotten, that humanity is not separate from the natural world but intricately intertwined with it. There is also an element of influence, a mysterious charisma that sets certain individuals apart. This is not the superficial charm of a practiced performer but a deep and almost inexplicable ability to captivate. Some people seem to carry an energy that draws others to them, not out of obligation but through an unspoken pull. Their presence can calm a room, ignite enthusiasm, or challenge complacency. They do not merely blend into their surroundings, they transform them. This kind of influence, when combined with wisdom and insight, can be a powerful force for good, or, in the wrong hands, a source of manipulation. Historically, those labeled as witches were often people who upset the status quo. Their uniqueness made them stand out in societies that valued conformity. Whether through their knowledge, their connection to the unseen, or their ability to influence others, they challenged the boundaries of what was considered normal. This is perhaps why the idea of witches has always been a double-edged sword. On one hand, they represent the potential of human understanding and creativity, on the other, they evoke fear of the unknown. Today, the term witch carries different connotations depending on the context. For some, it is a reclaimed identity, a symbol of empowerment and a connection to ancient wisdom. For others, it remains a word steeped in misunderstanding and superstition. But if we strip away these layers, what remains is the idea of individuals who seem to bridge the gap between the ordinary and the extraordinary. They remind us that the world is full of mysteries we have yet to fully understand and that there are depths within the human spirit that cannot be easily explained. Powerful observation over superstition. In every age, human beings have wrestled with the tension between truth and fear. When faced with the mysterious, we often find ourselves at a crossroads. Will we seek to understand, or will we retreat into the shadows of superstition? This struggle has defined much of humanity's relationship with the unknown, particularly when it comes to the notion of witches or those perceived as extraordinary. The temptation to label what we do not understand as other is strong, but to do so without discernment is to risk misunderstanding not only others but also ourselves. Superstition arises from a place of uncertainty and unease. It is the mind's attempt to make sense of the incomprehensible by cloaking it in stories, rituals, and sometimes fear. The figure of the witch has often been a focal point for such fears. Historically, witches were scapegoats in times of crisis, blamed for misfortunes such as failed crops, illness, or natural disasters. These accusations were rarely based on evidence but instead stemmed from a deep-seated need to find someone to blame. This pattern of scapegoating reminds us of the danger of allowing fear to dictate our understanding of others. Yet, while superstition thrives on ignorance, observation requires patience and an open mind. To observe is to engage with the world as it is, not as we fear it might be. Observation demands that we set aside our preconceived notions and look carefully at the evidence before us. When considering whether someone in our lives might possess extraordinary qualities, whether they are a witch in the metaphorical sense or simply someone gifted in ways we do not fully understand, we must resist the urge to jump to conclusions. Instead, we should approach them with curiosity and a willingness to learn. The difference between superstition and observation lies in their outcomes. Superstition creates barriers, dividing people into us and them. It fosters fear and distrust, making it difficult to form meaningful connections. Observation, on the other hand, builds bridges. By seeking to understand others, we cultivate empathy and appreciation for the diversity of human experience. This approach not only benefits our relationships but also enriches our understanding of the world. Observation also requires humility. It acknowledges that we do not have all the answers and that there is always more to learn. This mindset is particularly important when encountering individuals who challenge our understanding of what is possible. Whether through their wisdom, creativity, or connection to the natural world, such people remind us that the boundaries of human potential are far broader than we often realize. To dismiss them out of hand as witches or to reduce their gifts to something supernatural is to miss an opportunity to expand our own horizons. It is worth noting that many of the traits historically associated with witches, insight, influence, and an affinity with nature, are qualities that we now recognize as signs of exceptional intelligence or emotional depth. What might have been seen as sorcery in the past could simply be the result of a mind that perceives the world more deeply or a spirit that resonates with the rhythms of life in a way others do not. To observe these traits without fear is to honor the complexity of human experience and to celebrate the gifts that make us unique. Observation allows us to differentiate between those who use their gifts for good and those who do not. While superstition tends to paint all witches with the same brush, observation recognizes the nuances of human character. It is not the possession of extraordinary qualities that defines a person's worth, but the choices they make with those qualities. A person of insight can use their wisdom to guide and uplift others, or they can use it to manipulate and deceive. Observation helps us discern the difference, empowering us to respond appropriately. In observing others, we are also called to examine ourselves. How do we react to the extraordinary? Do we approach it with wonder or with suspicion? Our responses reveal much about our own fears and insecurities. By cultivating a mindset of observation, we not only learn about others but also grow in self-awareness. This process of growth is essential if we are to move beyond the limitations of superstition and embrace the fullness of what it means to be human. Affinity with nature. Throughout human history, the natural world has been a source of wonder, inspiration, and mystery. From the rustling of leaves in the wind to the steady rhythm of ocean waves, nature speaks a language that resonates deeply within the human spirit. Yet, in a world increasingly dominated by technology and urbanization, this connection to the natural world can feel distant, an echo of something we once knew but have since forgotten. It is in this context that those with an extraordinary affinity for nature stand apart. These individuals seem to embody a timeless bond with the earth, one that is as profound as it is rare. Their connection to the natural world hints at a deeper wisdom, one that challenges us to reconsider our place within the larger tapestry of life. An affinity with nature is not merely a fondness for the outdoors or an appreciation for its beauty. It goes beyond hobbies like gardening, hiking, or stargazing, though these may be expressions of it. Instead, it is an intrinsic harmony with the rhythms and cycles of the earth. Such individuals often seem to possess an intuitive understanding of the natural world. They notice subtle changes in the seasons, the migration patterns of birds, or the way certain plants thrive in specific conditions. This awareness is not learned from books or classrooms but arises from a deep, almost instinctual communion with the environment. This connection manifests in various ways. Some people with an affinity for nature exhibit an almost magical ability to nurture life. Gardens flourish under their care, even in the most challenging conditions. Animals, wild and domestic, are drawn to them, sensing a kindred spirit. Others seem to have a remarkable ability to predict weather patterns or sense changes in the atmosphere long before they are apparent to others. These traits may seem unusual in our modern world, where science and technology dominate our understanding of nature. Yet, they remind us that there are ways of knowing that transcend data and analysis, ways that are rooted in intuition and lived experience. The spiritual dimension of this affinity is equally striking. In many cultures, individuals with a profound connection to nature were regarded as shamans, healers, or wise elders. They were seen as bridges between the human and natural worlds, capable of interpreting the signs and symbols embedded in the earth, sky, and water. This role often came with a sense of responsibility, not just to protect the natural world but to guide others in living in harmony with it. Such individuals embody a reverence for nature that is both awe-inspiring and humbling, reminding us of our dependence on the earth for sustenance, shelter, and life itself. However, this connection to nature often sets these individuals apart, sometimes to their detriment. In societies that prize industrial progress and technological advancement, an affinity for the natural world can be misunderstood or even dismissed. Those who prioritize the health of the earth over economic gain are often labeled as idealistic or impractical. In extreme cases, their connection to nature has been met with suspicion, particularly in eras or regions where superstition holds sway. The historical association between witches and the natural world is a prime example. The image of the witch in the woods reflects a deep-seated fear of those who draw their strength from the earth, a fear born from humanity's struggle to control the uncontrollable forces of nature. Yet, there is much we can learn from these individuals. Their bond with nature serves as a reminder of the interconnectedness of all life. In their presence, we are often inspired to slow down and pay attention to the song of a bird, the scent of rain-soaked earth, or the play of light through the trees. They invite us to step outside the confines of our busy lives and reconnect with the natural world, not as something separate from us but as an integral part of who we are. In doing so, they help us rediscover a sense of wonder that is too easily lost in the rush of modern life. Their affinity with nature challenges us to consider our impact on the environment. In a time of climate change, deforestation, and ecological imbalance, their connection to the earth stands as a quiet yet powerful call to action. They remind us that caring for the planet is not merely a practical necessity but a moral imperative. By following their example, we can begin to foster a more sustainable and compassionate relationship with the world around us. This connection to nature is not exclusive to a select few. While some may exhibit it more vividly, it is a potential that exists within all of us. By observing those with an extraordinary affinity for the natural world, we are invited to nurture our own bond with the earth. This may involve simple acts, spending time outdoors, learning about local ecosystems, or practicing mindfulness in nature. These practices not only deepen our understanding of the environment but also enrich our sense of self, grounding us in the larger web of life. Unseen power in words. Language is one of humanity's most profound tools. Through words, we express ideas, share emotions, and connect with one another. But for some individuals, words are more than mere symbols strung together. They become a kind of alchemy, transforming thoughts into realities and shaping the world around them in ways that defy simple explanation. These individuals possess an unseen power in their speech or writing, a capacity to touch hearts, stir minds, and inspire action. Their words resonate deeply, not because they are loud or ornate, but because they carry a unique weight and energy that sets them apart. This unseen power in words often manifests as an ability to articulate truths that others feel but cannot express. Such individuals seem to have an uncanny knack for capturing the essence of complex emotions or abstract ideas with clarity and precision. When they speak, their audience feels seen, understood, and validated. Their words do not simply convey information, they evoke a profound sense of connection. It is as if they can reach into the depths of human experience and distill its essence into language, creating a bridge between thought and feeling, speaker and listener. One hallmark of this gift is the ability to inspire. Some individuals wield words like a painter uses a brush, crafting images and ideas that ignite the imagination. They can describe a vision of the future so vividly that it feels almost tangible, compelling others to believe in and work toward that vision. Their speeches, poems, or writings become rallying cries, uniting people under a common cause and motivating them to take action. History is full of figures whose words have shaped movements and changed the course of nations, demonstrating the transformative power of language when wielded with purpose and conviction. Yet, this power is not limited to public figures or grand gestures. It can also be found in quiet moments of comfort and connection. A single phrase, spoken at the right time and with genuine intention, can soothe a troubled soul or mend a fractured relationship. For those with this gift, words are not merely tools for communication, they are instruments of healing. Their ability to choose and deliver words with care can provide solace to those in pain, encouragement to those in doubt, and hope to those in despair. Such individuals remind us of the profound impact language can have on the human spirit. These individuals are not content to let their audience remain complacent. Their words disrupt comfort zones and invite deeper reflection. They may ask difficult questions, offer perspectives that are uncomfortable yet necessary, or illuminate truths that have been ignored or hidden. Their speech or writing serves as a mirror, forcing others to confront themselves and the world in new and often challenging ways. This capacity to provoke thought is not about creating conflict but about fostering growth, encouraging others to expand their understanding and reconsider their assumptions. This power comes with great responsibility. Words, once spoken or written, cannot be unmade. They can uplift, but they can also wound. For those with a gift for language, the potential for harm is as great as the potential for good. A cutting remark or a manipulative phrase can leave lasting scars, eroding trust and sowing discord. Those who possess this unseen power must therefore wield it with care, recognizing the weight their words carry and striving to use them with integrity and compassion. The source of this power is not easily explained. It is not merely a matter of education, eloquence, or rhetorical skill, though these may play a role. Instead, it seems to stem from a deeper place, an alignment between the speaker's inner truth and the words they choose to express it. When someone speaks or writes from a place of authenticity, their words gain a potency that transcends technique. This authenticity resonates with others, creating a sense of trust and credibility that amplifies the impact of their message. This unseen power in words is not confined to any one medium. It can be found in a public speech, a personal letter, a poem, or even a casual conversation. What matters is not the form but the effect, the way the words linger in the mind, stir the heart, or inspire action. For those who encounter such individuals, the experience can be transformative. Their words become a kind of gift, leaving an indelible mark that shapes how we see ourselves and the world around us.